Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you had a lovely weekend and are looking forward to a nice week ahead. I'm really looking forward to this week because I am getting my hair done on Thursday. I can't wait. So hopefully by Friday I'll look completely different. Anyway, our theme this evening is wisdom. Really throughout our yoga practice, we're always looking at improving our own intelligence of our mind and our body and how they work together. So we'll dip in and out of that theme as we work through our practice this evening. As always, listen to your body, only do what feels right for you today, and take breaks whenever you need to. So let us begin by lying down. Making yourself nice and comfortable on your mat. And lying whatever way feels right for you today. So maybe with your knees bent and your feet on the floor, or maybe with your legs out long. Just going with what your body suggests. And making your way into the present moment by setting aside everything that's going on in your life today and everything that's going on in the world. Leave it to one side. Leaving aside your roles and responsibilities, leaving aside the past and the future, and just enjoying being in the present moment. Beginning that process to link together the mind and the body through your breath. Just tuning into your senses, starting with your sense of hearing. Just noticing all of the sounds around you. Spending a little time here, allowing yourself to be filled with those sounds. And moving that attention now to your sense of smell. Noticing the smells where you are, or imagining your favorite scent and allowing that scent to fill you. And then letting our attention rest on that screen at the back of your eyelids. Letting your attention rest here for a few moments so you can notice the colors, the shapes, the movements. And then moving to your sense of touch, becoming aware of your connection points with the mat, how the mat is holding you, the temperature of your skin, the texture of your clothes. just beginning to become aware of how the back of your rib cage interacts with the mat. The effect that each breath has on that connection between the back of your rib cage and the mat. A small movement as the rib cage expands and contracts. And then becoming aware of that breath as you breathe in through your nose, into your belly, and out through your nose. Allowing that belly to fill as you inhale and to release as you exhale. And just moving the direction of your breath to your rib cage. Allowing your rib cage to expand fully as you inhale and contract as you exhale. And then just noticing if you can make your breath a little bit more shallow. So you're just breathing in and out of your chest. And combining those 3 breaths together for a full yogic breath. Just think about inhaling half of your breath into your belly. And then about 40% to your rib cage, and the final 10% to your chest. And exhaling. And again, belly, rib cage, chest, and exhale. One more time. Belly, rib cage, chest, and exhale. Good, and from here, just drawing those knees into your chest as you just begin to massage out your back a little bit. And we're going to do a shout out to those who are with us live tonight. Jane and Sharon, Claire, Maureen and Tara. It's great to have you with us. And a shout out to those that we know do the Monday practice on a Tuesday morning, which is Mags and Anka and Annalise. And then we thought that we would just give a shout out to all of our other patrons, so not all in one go, obviously, there's too many, but each night we'll kind of give a shout out to 7 or 8 patrons. So if you have a particular night that you always do the practice from, let us know and we'll make sure we include you in that shout out from here on. But for now, let us say hi to Amy and Maxine and Siobhan and Deirdre and Nolene and Noreen and Helen. And thank you all so much for your support. I hope you're continuing to enjoy these practices, and do please let me know if there's anything you would like me to concentrate on for you. We're actually going to be doing quite a bit of work tonight that will really help you if you've got aches and pains in your lower back or your sciatica. So from here, just letting the knees open out as you keep the knees bent, bringing your arms in between your legs and holding on to the outside edge of your feet. And then just raising those feet up so the soles are looking at the ceiling in happy baby pose.
If you find this really challenging, you can hold the outside of your thighs. So, and then from here, just beginning to move those legs around a little bit. Again, relying on your body's wisdom to just play around here with the movement. And then when you're ready, coming to stillness. Enjoying this stillness. And letting the feet drift down to the mat, keeping the knees bent. Let's cross the right leg over the left, either once or, if you like, crossing it twice. Double crossing. And allowing the body to come over onto the left side, opening out your left arm. And then just adjust your upper body to let the right shoulder blade look towards the mat once again. So you're just twisting the upper body a little bit here. And you might find it's easier to bend your knees a little bit deeper. Taking 2 more breaths here. And unraveling those legs, coming back to the center. Again, crossing this time the left leg over the right. And double crossing if you like. Rolling all the way over onto your right side. And then adjusting your upper body so that you can bring your left hand out into a T and look to the left. Just enjoying this stretch. One more breath here. And again, unraveling those legs. Coming back to the center, letting those arms come down by your side as you just lift those legs up so your feet, the soles of your feet are looking at the ceiling. And just letting them rest here. Enjoying that upside down feeling with your legs. Letting the circulation have to think about it a little bit as you just really aid your body in its own internal intelligence, challenging it to work in different ways. And then letting those feet drift down onto the mat. Taking that right leg and crossing it over the left. And just pressing that right knee away from your center to start with. So you're just opening that hip out a little bit. And then lifting the left leg up. And choices here, you can stay like this, keeping both feet flexed. Or if you like, you can clasp your hands behind your left leg. And just begin to draw that left leg in towards your center. All the time listening to your body, using your own internal wisdom to know what's about right. A little bit of effort, a little bit of ease. One more breath here. And letting that left leg come down onto the mat and the right leg just swapping it over to the other side. So again, just pressing that left knee away from your center to start with. And then lifting that right leg up, flexing both feet. And if you want, just clasping your hands behind the back of your thigh and maybe drawing that right knee inwards a little bit. One more breath here. And letting that right foot come down and then the left. And let's once again let both legs come up, feet pointing towards the ceiling as we then begin to cycle. So hopefully our legs are beginning to feel quite light after those stretches. And let's keep this cycling going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and changing direction of your cycling for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hugging those knees into the chest. Take a little bit of a massage here. Good. Letting the feet drift down onto the mat, rolling over onto your side, coming up to sit, and just letting the feet be out in front of your knees, bringing your hands behind you and taking that right foot, crossing it over the left leg. Thinking about pushing that right knee away, maybe lift the gaze towards the ceiling. Good, letting that attention go to the breath. And bringing the right foot down, let's bring the left leg across. And again, just letting that knee move away from your center. And then bringing both feet down onto the mat, coming up to sit on your seat bones, letting your legs come out long as you check in with yourself, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And just crossing the right leg over the left, having the right knee over the left knee. And from here, bending from the hips, allowing the chest to move towards the thigh. So this is quite a strong stretch for your lower leg. So very much rely on your own wisdom of where is right in this pose for you. Keeping both feet flexed and just allowing the chest to move towards that left thigh, wherever moving towards it is for you. Taking 2 more breaths here. Good, and making your way back up to sit. Let's just take that over to the other side. So left leg over right,
the left knee directly over the right knee. And again, just coming forward into that forward fold over the left thigh. Really feeling it in that right leg. Let your attention go to your breath as you just allow the pose to do its job. And coming back up to sit. Good. Letting your feet now come to the outside edge of the mat. We're going to come up forward into a squat. So only if this is a comfortable way for you to get into a squat, to just push yourself forward from here. So if you find that difficult, just roll over onto your side, come onto all fours, and then come back into a squat. And of course you can have your heels up off the mat, and if you find it very uncomfortable and you have a block, you can put the block behind you to rest on, and if that block's too low, just turn it upright. So really use your own wisdom, your own internal wisdom, to know what feels right for you, what works for you and your body in this pose that will allow you to have a long spine. So what we don't want is everything rounding up. We want the spine nice and long wherever you are in your squat. If you're able to take your hands up off the mat, do. Bringing the hands into prayer and just pushing those elbows against the knees and finding that length in the spine. And remembering that your spine goes all the way from your tailbone right the way up to the spine doesn't go to the crown of your head, but think about that being your whole length, what you're trying to open up and find space in. And then bringing the hands down onto the mat, we're going to come up into a forward fold, listening to your body as you come up, and then heel toeing those feet together, toes together, heels apart, bending the knees down into a chair, getting those hands once again in prayer, elbows opposite each other, and let's take a little twist to the left. Good. Thinking about stacking your shoulders on top of each other. Left shoulder over right. And taking 2 more breaths here. Good. Coming back through the center and over to the right. And again, having the shoulders stacked, one on top of each other, of the other. Taking 2 more breaths. And coming back to the center, making your way up to stand. And standing with those feet hip distance apart, just relaxing here as you stand. So allowing the body to be relatively soft, little micro bend in the knees, little micro bend in the elbows. Still being tall and allowing there to be space, but it's a soft tallness, not a rigid tallness. And just with your lower jaw, just open and close. It's hard for me to talk and do this at the same time. So open and close your mouth as wide as it can go. Maybe 3 more times. And then Push your chin forward so that your lower teeth come in front of your upper teeth. And again, maybe 3 more times. And then just let the lower jaw go from side to side. And now draw the chin back so that the lower teeth come further back from the front teeth than they normally do. I'm glad I'm side on here and you're not seeing me from the front. Okay, and release. So just a few little jaw exercises to take any tension you might have out of your jaw. And shifting the weight into this left foot. We're going to just raise that right leg up, and you've got lots of choices here. You can hold on to the shin, or if you like, hold on to the toe, or if you like, open the leg out. So whichever is working for you today. Trying to stay tall as you do. And then letting that right leg come down as we take it over to the other side. So shifting the weight into that right leg, lifting the left leg up. Again, holding it either on the shin or on the toe, or opening it out. Letting that attention just go to your breath. Having a soft gaze on a focal point. And letting that left leg come down. Good. And from here, raising the arms up over your head, we're going to sweep down into a forward fold. Bending your knees as much as you need to. And we're going to step the right leg back as far back as it can go on a railway track, so your feet are hip width apart as we come into a runner's lunge. So coming up onto your fingertips here, that left knee over the left ankle. Good. And now thinking about length in the whole body, from your heel running up the whole back of your leg, the length of your spine, nice long neck. Have the gaze just on the, not directly down, but about maybe 18 inches, 2 feet in front of you on the floor, so that your neck is long. And then while here, check in with your jaw and your shoulders, releasing them. As you become more and more aware of your body, letting your mind and body interact to find the optimum place in this pose with a combination of stretching and strengthening your legs, but being soft, releasing tension. Good. We're going to raise the arms up here, so hovering over this leg. It's tough, so we won't stay for long. Keeping the arms out, keep that gaze on that focal point on the floor, so the whole length of your spine is nice and long, including the neck. Good. We're going to hop this back leg forward as we come onto this left leg and raise the right leg up. Good. Keeping that focal point on the floor. One more breath. And lowering that right leg down, still behind you. Let's take both hands to the inside of the leg, inside of that left leg, and heel toe that left leg right out to the edge of the mat. Stepping the right leg back as far as it can go, letting the knee come down on the mat and open out the foot.
Good. And from here, staying here if this is enough for you, or coming down onto one forearm or two. Whatever works for you. You can allow that knee to fall out a little bit and the foot to turn up if you find that useful. Good. 2 more breaths. And you can stay here, or if you'd like to have a little bit more of a challenge, come up onto the foot, lifting the right knee up off the floor. And let's take a little bind here. So just go with as much of this pose as can work for you. Put your left hand through under that left leg and wrap the right arm around to hold the hand. Good. We won't stay here for long. 1 more breath. And letting the hands come down. Letting that leg come down. Knee down. Right foot down. And then heel toe the left leg all the way across the mat. Letting it come down so that the left knee comes down onto the mat and you're in your pigeon pose. And from here, lowering the body down and taking a little rest in your pigeon pose. Just scanning your body with your mind and using that combined wisdom of your mind and your body to note any areas of tightness and tension and release them. To breathe into any areas where it might just help to ease out any tightness. 2 more breaths here. And then making your way up onto all fours, letting your knees come out to the edge of the mat and your feet come together, pushing back into a wide-legged child's pose. Keeping the mind in the present moment. When you notice it drifting off, just draw it back to your breath. You just notice how you're breathing. 2 more breaths here. Coming up onto all fours, and let's step that right foot forward, having the right knee over that right ankle and just letting that left leg come out long behind you as we take this to the other side. So on your fingertips, and having that gaze again down about 18 inches or 2 foot in front of you, so you've got a nice long spine, long neck. Everything is stretched out from the heel of that back foot right the way through, softening the shoulders, softening the jaw. Good, and we're going to come up into our airplane, so letting the upper body hover over that right leg. Really good. 1 more breath if you can. Letting the hands come down either side of the foot as you hop that back foot forward. And then transferring the weight into that right leg, lifting up the back leg and let the arms come out into a T. Keeping that gaze point on the mat or on the floor in front of you. So your spine is really long and everything's in a straight line. Good. And letting the hands come down, letting that left leg come to the back of the mat or towards the back of the mat. Heel toeing that right foot out to the edge and letting the left leg move all the way back as we come down into our lizard pose. So again, really listening to your body here. Maybe being on the two hands is enough, or on one forearm, or on two, whatever works. Listening to the body. Two more breaths here. And then either staying here or taking that challenge of the bind, lifting that left knee up off the mat, taking your right hand, threading it through under that right leg and bringing the left hand behind to hold it. Good. One more breath here. And then letting both hands come down, letting that back knee come onto the mat, opening out the foot, and walking that right leg across in front of you to let it come down onto the mat as you then lower your body down into a pigeon pose. And again, just scanning the body, releasing the jaw, releasing the shoulders, and breathing into any areas of tightness and tension. Allowing your own body's intelligence to work its way through your muscles and tendons. Allowing the body to stretch and ease out. 2 more breaths here. And then just coming up onto all fours, again letting both knees come out to the edge of the mat, feet touching as you push back into a resting pose. Two more breaths here. And making your way back onto all fours. Let's just step the right foot up and then the left, coming to the top of the mat to stand. And from here, raising those arms up, sweeping them out to the side to come into your forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And halfway lift, really focusing on that length of spine that you've been working on. And forward fold again, stepping that right leg back, dropping the knee for low lunge. And through to your plank. Coming down on your knees, feet, chest, belly, and lifting into a cobra. Pushing back through your tabletop to your downward dog. And taking that right leg, let's step it up
for your low lunge.
And moving through to forward fold, bending your knees,
coming all the way up, taking it on the other side, sweeping down, forward fold.
And halfway lift. And forward fold, stepping that left leg back.
Low lunge.
And moving through to your plank. Little micro bend in the elbows. Nice long spine. And coming down on knees. Feet. Chest with elbows in, then belly.
And peeling away into your back bend. Coming through your tabletop.
Into the downward dog. And then getting that left leg up to the top of the mat
for your low lunge.
And stepping up to forward fold, bending your knees,
coming all the way up. Good. And from here, once again, reaching up, bending forward from the hips into your forward fold and coming down onto all fours and then all the way down to lie on the mat with your knees up and your feet hip width apart as we lift up into a bridge pose. Just allowing those hips to look right up towards the ceiling. And then lowering yourself down onto the mat. And again, one vertebrae at a time, lifting away from the mat into your bridge. Let's take 3 breaths here. And lowering yourself down one final time as you lift all the way up into your bridge. And taking 2 more breaths. Let your elbows move out a little bit and your hands come under your hips as you lower yourself down onto those hands. So you're slightly lifting your pelvis up off the mat, or at least it's sitting on your hands that are on the mat. And we're going to just do an upper chest stretch here. Let the legs come out long. And as you lift your upper body up, bring those elbows in underneath you. And then let the head look back. So wherever is comfortable for you to go with this. One more breath. And lifting the head up. Just coming off the hands and let the soles of the feet meet with the knees flopped out to the side. Taking 2 more breaths here. Just enjoying the sensation of this pose. And
and drawing the knees together, rolling over onto your side and then turning all the way over onto your belly as you let your arms come out nice and long for a lovely full body stretch. And just pausing for a moment to celebrate the wisdom and intelligence of your body that you have just put through a whole series of stretches and strengthening, some of which I'm sure you found easy and some which you found a little bit more challenging. But just celebrate what your body can do for you and how your mind can help your body, and how your breath can connect your mind and your body together in awareness. And just drawing those hands back so the elbows come under the shoulders as we have a little back bend here in your Sphinx pose. Looking in front of you, taking 2 more breaths, easing out those shoulders and the jaw. And then drawing your knees up, bringing them under your hips and letting those arms come out long for a puppy dog pose. So forehead onto the mat and a really lovely long spine stretch here, thinking about pushing those hips back towards your heels. Two more breaths here. And then just lifting up to come up into a full downward dog. Letting that gaze go towards your belly button. Just letting your legs be where they feel is right. So with your knees bent or your heels off the mat, thinking about that length in the spine. And then walking forward so your feet meet your hands in a forward fold. Bending those knees, coming all the way up, stretching up, bringing the arms overhead, pressing, clasping them together and pressing them away from you. So you're really stretching here the whole body. And then releasing those hands as you come to stand halfway with your arms out. Keeping those knees soft. So sometimes when we're like this, our knees can lock. Keep the knees soft, nice long spine. Again, really being aware of your neck in relation to your spine so that your gaze is down, straight down onto the floor in front of you. And then letting those hands come to point down at the mat and move on down into a forward fold. Good. And bending those knees, come down onto all fours and come down to lie. And just as you're lying down, we've had a request for our leggings. Thank you very much. So yes, if anybody is interested in getting our leggings, that would be great. We can order them for you. Obviously, we'll give them to you at cost price, but
Before we put in an order, it will be brilliant to know who's interested. If you let us know you're interested, then we can get a price, we'll send it to you, and then you can let us know if you want to go ahead or not. So maybe if you can just email us or send us a note and let us know, then we can get a price and organise it. So thank you very much. And just making your way down into Shavasana for your final, excuse me, resting pose. And this really gives your body that opportunity to process everything it's learnt. And that's how your body gains its wisdom. It's from having a little bit of time to readjust, become accustomed to itself in the space you've created within your body. And you can just begin that process of letting go. Letting go your fingers and the palms of your hands, the backs of your hands, your wrists and forearms, elbows, upper arms and armpits. The whole of your arms, just let them go. Letting go your toes, the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, your shins and calves, knees front and back, thighs front and back, the whole of your legs. Just let them go. Letting go your shoulder blades, back of your rib cage, length of your spine, lower back, back of your pelvis, glutes, the whole back of your body. Just let it go. Letting go your chest, the front of your rib cage, the whole of your belly, your whole pelvic area. Just let it go. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaws, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And take time here for gratitude for the wisdom that you hold in yourself, the wisdom of your body, the wisdom of your mind, and the wisdom of your gut. Let your attention now rest on your breath as you breathe in through your nose, into your belly, and out through your nose. Nice, even, rhythmic breaths. Mighty Oak by Kathy Parento. Stand tall, O mighty oak, for all the world to see. Your strength and undying beauty forever amazes me.
Those storm clouds hover above you. Your branches span the sky. In search of the radiant sunlight you count on to survive. When the winds are high and restless and you lose a limb or two, it only makes you stronger. We could learn so much from you. Though generations have come and gone and brought about such change, quietly you've watched them all, yet still remained the same. I only pray God gives to me the strength He's given you to face each day with hope, whether skies are black or blue. Life on earth is truly a gift. Every moment we must treasure. It's the simple things we take for granted that become our ultimate pleasures.